Yeah, Weege show, empty stadium here. Angel Stadium was packed and loud about a half hour ago. People in California know how to beat traffic. They're out. And for the last time, we've raced Supercross in California this year, which seems crazy already. They're tearing the track down. We'll have to get a report. On the Weege preview show, we talked about Steve Matthes and wanting to take credit for the rolling of the whoops. Well, the SMX track crew, Dirtworks track guys told me that the whoops that were rolled weren't even holding up through free practice. They don't know if it was any better, but that was early in the day. Maybe there was a miraculous comeback for the rolled whoops. The whoops were gnarly, track was gnarly, and we had a fantastic combination of just enough rain to not completely ruin it to where it wasn't a true Supercross race. You know, they were jumping the jumps, they were skimming both sets of whoops, but I do think it added just enough of a challenge, just enough of an extra challenge of throttle control, being precise, and everyone having to be patient, where we ended up with a 450 main event that was exciting from beginning to end. Jet Lawrence finally got away at the end, but this was not a take the lead in the first lap and take off. Jason Anderson gave him all he could handle for a while. And how about the surging Ken Roczen, who I think most of the time is good these days, but this has been 4 good ones for Ken in a row. The problem with Ken, obviously the last couple of years, has been there are highs, but there are too many lows. All 4 races have been good for Ken, and since everyone else has made mistakes, I'm going to assume it was Eli Tomac spinning out of the gate that ruined him tonight. He started basically last, and Chase Sexton, we heard, he was now under the weather with whatever the heck everybody else has had the previous week. He rode okay, but only got 4th. And with Jet having his problems at round 1, here we go. Point lead for Ken Roczen. Who had that on the bingo card? As much as I want to destroy Matthes for the rolled whoops not working, and the safety nets actually caught Jorge Prado, who said grabbing the net led to a dislocated shoulder. The nets have saved a lot of riders, but it hurt that time. Matthes is the one saying we should have had Roczen further up the ladder in our season preview videos. Roczen's making me look bad right now. I'm gonna go to the pits. I'm gonna see what else I can learn. We'll be right back, but shout out to our friends at Race Tech and their fabulous gold valves. You have a track like that? You need suspension that's plusher and provides more traction. And being made in the USA is cool too, so go to racetech.com. Better shine that thing up and get it ready.
She'll be ready.
Had anyone printed them yet?
No.
Because I know
not
some
that I'm aware of. I do not believe so.
Because some teams, I've heard there's 2 different ways. You wait till it's done, but like Mitch Payton used to be like, just print them for everybody, because hopefully at some point. So as far as you know, they haven't been made yet.
I'm pretty sure they have not. Yeah.
But let's be honest, after last week, it was, you already knew this was in play.
I mean, yeah, like
You were close.
Kenny was pretty hopeful that he was going to have it last week.
Yes, exactly.
And then he was a little bummed that he didn't make that happen. But it's all in good time.
How about your guy? Like, look, we always know he's great on the first lap or 2, but really tonight, he
all
just hung tough, like tenacious.
Same Anaheim 1 too. Like that was the best.
Yep.
Like for as long as I've been with him, which isn't that long, but that's 2 of the best consistent rides I've seen.
Yes. Who'd you talk to?
Everyone.
Everyone?
Yeah. I don't know if I should say this on your show or not.
Okay. I just think you should.
Okay.
Whatever it is, yes.
I guess these guys have some sort of tradition where when they get on the podium, there's moonshine.
Oh.
And I took some.
You did?
In there. They forced it on me.
So after this, what else can you say? Because it's going to be the loose lips, sink ships.
It wasn't bad. I had moonshine way back in my mechanics days, and it tasted like ass and gas mixed together.
Okay. No one rides for free.
This was all right. This was all right.
This is actually okay.
Yeah. So we got the red plate.
We
got the red plate.
You give him enough moonshine and he thinks he's on the team.
Yeah, it's great.
Well, you actually got fired from Honda today.
I got fired from Honda today.
Yeah.
My buddy in there from Suzuki, Chris Wheeler, informs me that this is the first time Suzuki's had the red plate, he thinks, since Millsaps.
What about Kenny?
No, not on a Suzuki. That's what I said.
Oh, Kenny won. Was that before that?
No,
Kenny won at
Supercross.
Anaheim.
Supercross.
I thought Kenny won at Anaheim 1.
They said they've never had the red plate with Kenny on a Suzuki. And
he didn't win round 1 the first year he was on RCH?
I don't know, man.
Okay, all right, man.
That's what they're telling me.
All right,
we had moonshine, so
okay.
Maybe the stats aren't right.
You know who will definitely know?
Who?
Millsaps will know.
Yeah,
Millsaps will know.
Wheeler's claiming first time.
Wow. I asked, he doesn't know if they've actually even made these yet. Some teams make them in advance.
Oh,
Some
so
teams- yeah.
we also just covered that.
Oh my God.
We're not sure because of
Yeah.
shipping
Yeah.
and the cost of shipping
Oh
and
no.
graphics if we're
Oh
going to
no.
do it.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, Billy. You might
Because
not-
their graphic guy, Australian, it's got to come from a
Oh,
long way
yeah,
away.
yeah, I know.
So,
I'll travel there and get it myself.
yeah.
Gosh. All right, welcome back. This is Josh Greco. Why are you roaming the pits late at night?
I am the raccoon of Supercross, so as a privateer, I got to see what the teams throw away that are still useful, because they throw away a lot of good stuff.
So you do this. You dumpster dive.
I do this, yes. We pick through and figure out what works good, and if it's something for a bike I ride, great. If it's something for a rider I might need, even the plastics, anything, yeah, whatever. We'll peel the graphics and run them.
I was going to say, don't be confused if the graphics don't match. You will peel the graphics
Oh, I
off.
peel them, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
but they throw away great plastics. I mean, I've gotten subframes that weren't even bent.
I mean, in Supercross, they probably just say chain and sprockets toast, just because it raced, and it raced for 20 minutes.
I've second-handed chains before and stuff, but yeah.
And then used them in the race the next
Oh
week?
yeah, I've found rims, because when it's a few rounds in, it's time to cut the rims out. They cut the spokes. I've got new hoops that work way better than
Oh my
mine.
gosh. All right, get to it, Greco.
Yeah,
That's tricks of the trade. Don't
you guys next week.
Don't steal. Yes, with stolen parts. Don't steal his tricks, everybody. My goal is to interview this man, Lars Lindstrom. Matthes makes fun of him for doing too many interviews, and then interviews him.
I'll let you go. Thanks for this. I'm glad Weege will not ask you about road whoops in Paris and your effect on these today. So thank you. Okay.
No, I think we're going to work on that. So unfortunately, we do not have a definitive rolled versus packed. No.
No.
Darn it.
I wish we did. I wasn't able to like spend the time.
Yeah.
To do the investigation down there.
Yes.
Like that needs to happen. But I
Well,
was
just
stoked.
ask your riders. Ask your riders.
I know.
and They will tell you.
Well,
They're just getting back.
Here's
Yes.
the thing, Weege.
Okay.
That I'm a little bit confused about. I'm just confused.
All right.
We saw them down there for track walk and everything, or whatever.
Yeah.
Everybody's stoked. Like it's gonna, finally find some answers. And then after practice, Yogi came in and
Yeah.
was like, "What do you guys think? Like,
Oh,
should
okay.
we do it? Yeah,
Okay.
like AMA, they've been awesome with all this. Feld
Yes.
AMA, they want to
Yeah.
make it better, right? So
Yeah.
they're doing their thing. So the riders all kind of were like, I think you should just build them the normal way, like with like the dozer, I guess. or
Not
whatever.
liking the roll boots, Steve. Not liking the roll boots.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then in the press conference right now, Kenny, Jason, and Jet, all like I just told Steve, they all said, yeah, we like the rolled whips. We think we need to keep doing that. So it's very confusing.
Wow. Take them out. Leave them in.
The investigation.
That's what we
The
got.
part that I wish he didn't say in my interview, and unfortunately I won't edit it out, I'm a true journalist.
Oh,
The words
okay.
go on the record. The part I wish he didn't say was he said this year at Paris, he was texting Mike Mewey photos of the rolled whoops, the equipment they use, the dimensions.
Oh,
and everything.
Lars was.
So-
Lars was. Not, he claims he did it.
Mike Mewey?
No, Steve says he told me he
Steve.
got him.
No,
He didn't do it.
I told the dirt jerks.
He feels like he's the man that imported it and got the word out.
Well,
True.
I don't
So
think
you, the Team Honda manager, talking to Mike Mewey, I think that had some clout.
we could definitely debate this one for sure. But
No, it's not debatable.
I also think that everybody in this industry that goes to Paris, goes to Geneva for the past 20 years, sees the rolled whips and goes, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We need to do that in the USA. Why don't we?
Yeah.
And I realized it's not that easy. And I'm stoked that the Dirtworks guys, I'm stoked that Feld, AMA, everybody, they did it.
Yeah.
Like the
Finally
Nets.
did it.
It's like the Nets.
Yeah, it's definitely not a, yeah, it is like the Nets.
Not a good night for the Nets, so
Did
let's not
Prado
talk
fake
about the
it?
Nets. Let's not talk about the Nets.
Oh,
Listen,
yeah, he didn't even-
we got some guy from some country no one's ever heard of,
Oh, really? Okay.
shows up,
Okay.
out of control, hits the pole, blames the net. Let's call Blake Baggett. Ask
Oh,
about the
really?
net.
I didn't realize.
Yeah, he said he was
He said it was the net.
He was reaching out and hit the pole with his shoulder, his arm, and put his shoulder out.
No, I just thought he said he grabbed the net. I thought that's what he said.
Okay.
Oh,
Thought he grabbed
How
the
fast was he
pole.
going when he hit that net?
I didn't see that part, but
Yeah.
Because I mean,
yeah.
full.
Yeah.
Many investigations
So,
coming
all
this
right,
week.
Jorge,
Yeah.
maybe there's no net there, and you're in row 4 with worse injuries.
Hey, Jorge's a nice guy though.
He is a
isn't
great guy.
Yeah.
He's a great guy.
He never did the nets for safety. He just wants berms for passing. The nets are there to create berms for passing.
That's debatable.
Oh, it's
But it's-
so many debates going on here.
Yeah. I'd
Um,
like to see the speed that Jorge was going when he hit that net. Because was he flying?
no, it
No.
was not. He was already crashed at
Yeah,
that
he,
point.
he clipped and
He was
kind
done.
of.
He overdid the quad actually. All right, so Lars, we're going to do an interview with you because you don't do enough interviews. I said today I was never going to interview him again.
You
He's
did say
interviewed
that.
too much. So the first thing I'm going to do here is interview you. Your team does the best job with PR of any team in the pits.
Really?
Yes. It's thanks to my old friend Chris Johnham, who runs Honda PR.
Chris Johnham is great.
Yes, he does the most real quotes. The only team that ever eclipsed it was Geico Honda. They had a great guy back in the day, but that team is gone. It's the only.
It was him.
Yeah, it was me. Yeah, that's the only.
Okay,
Oh, yeah, so they're
I
the
get it.
best by default because I'm gone. It's kind of like, you know, Stu and Carmichael aren't racing anymore. Someone's got to win.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So, but in the PR for Anaheim 1, it was, or maybe even last week, I'm glad our struggles weren't as bad as the media has said. So I want to know which media
I don't
you
think I
meant.
said that. I think, well,
The word media was mentioned
I'm
in the
glad
press
we didn't
release.
have to panic because everybody else
Yes.
was panicking for us, basically.
Yeah, but the
Whatever,
word
but-
media was used.
Yes.
So I just want to know which media. Because it was probably me. I put out several posts, several things. I think I'm off the hook. He doesn't know this, but I did.
Yeah.
Yes. So
it was, no,
yeah.
it was,
It was out there.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
It was directed mainly
Hmm?
at a social media platform called Pulpamex.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And-
okay.
and-
okay.
And the TV broadcast.
Okay.
There were others.
Yes.
There's just
Lars is keeping receipts.
Yeah.
And
He
he
didn't
is-
keep mine though. Thankfully, he did not keep
Lars
mine.
is keeping receipts.
Yes.
Are you really happy about that though?
To be off the hook, yes. Because I wasn't at San
I mean,
Diego.
if I didn't hear your thing, does it mean that you're not you're not out there enough?
If I have a brilliant point, upset you didn't hear it. If I said something bad, pumped you didn't hear it.
Okay.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
The reason I put things out there was because Anaheim 1 is always weird. I did a whole video saying like, Stu has been bad at round 1. Everyone's guessing. Some people nail it, some people don't. We've seen it a million times. This is not the riders were lazy or they didn't try or the team didn't try. Like, this is not a sign of a massive problem. Everyone has gone through it. That was why I pointed out, they'll get it. Is it even that, or was it not even that? Was it not even bad at all? Was it not even bad at all? Or is it typical Anaheim 1, everyone guesses, sometimes you get it wrong?
It was kind of both.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that our bike wasn't great.
Yeah.
And we needed to do work.
There was a fucking Bronco out there, dude.
Oh, jeez. Wow. It's this platform. Yes. Okay.
And
Yeah.
but
It wasn't good in the whoops, and Anaheim 1, I'm just going to say. It just wasn't
yeah.
good. Yeah.
But
yeah.
at the same time, Jet didn't crash in the whoops that race because it was bucking around. He hit a tough block that was laying out there.
We'll have to review the film.
You should review the film. He
Oh,
wasn't out of
oh.
control.
Okay.
He literally, there was somebody roosted, couldn't see, hit the tough block crash. Watch it again.
So tough
Okay.
block was the problem.
Tough block hit his hand, hit a bruise on his
30
hand.
years, tough blocks continue to be a problem.
Well, that's your next thing you want to fix. I know. You got
Yeah.
2 so far, nets and roll whoops.
I will say,
Okay.
we
So, yeah.
in the media really, I think a lot of us were like, look, they got a big problem. They will fix it.
Yeah.
But it's going to take a little bit because these are harder West Coast tracks.
Yeah.
They didn't spend enough time in California. They're out in Florida.
But
It's
that's-
going to take 2 or 3 weeks, 4 weeks to fix this, and we were really off on that. It took
Yeah, but
2 days.
You threw that part in about like these California tracks only, like,
What?
but like, there's only a couple races here. What about like
Well,
the
four races, 4 weeks.
So you're just thinking maybe by
It's
10,
really-
but they're good.
Yeah,
3? I mean, I know you probably consider Glendale to be,
yeah, I do. It's hard.
but it's not California, it's Arizona. But you know, like,
Oh, so now we're going
you want to get technical? Let's get technical.
California tracks.
Jesus.
California tracks.
Jesus.
Oh my gosh. So it really wasn't, it looks like a miraculous, wow, they fixed it, but it wasn't really that off as it looked with the 11th and 12th. Yeah.
My opinion is that
Yeah.
we weren't that far off.
Yes.
We had a bad result.
Glad
we wouldn't
Hutch-
hit that
glad
thing.
Hutch fixed
It's that guy's fault.
Oh, Hutch's fault. Okay.
And it's
bad.
Yeah.
and it's also the reason why we won tonight. So
Oh,
you
okay.
can take both sides of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
But yeah, anyways, obviously we had 1 weekend
Yep.
or 1 week to fix this major issue that was going to hamper us for the rest of the season, basically.
Mhm.
And major problems. Panic button, I think.
Panic button was panic button.
Some things, some people.
There was no
call-
panic button.
We did
brought
not- we did
out.
not mention
Yeah,
panic
come
button,
on,
no.
come
No,
on.
I-
Give us some.
Yeah.
cut
I'm
us some
sure it was
slack.
close. It was like sitting right there in the
I
drawer.
had it in the drawer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, so we worked on it, obviously, like that.
Yeah.
But we still have work to do. I will admit that, Steve.
You
Yeah.
did admit that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we'll get better.
Okay. So is there actually even like a sense of relief over this, or it wasn't even that level to win tonight?
A what?
A sense of relief to win, or it wasn't even
no,
that?
No, for sure, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah. I mean, last weekend was a sense of relief. Like, okay, good.
Yeah.
Like, we're not as crappy as we think we are.
And for the record too, after Anaheim won, we're in a group text with Lars, and I said, how's your week been? With, I think I did the grimacing emoji, like
The teeth, yeah.
the teeth, like,
No,
oh, like,
Homer
yeah.
Simpson into the bushes.
yeah, like, wow, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
He
He
loves
threw that
that
out
one.
there.
And then
It's great.
And then he's just like, yeah, man, we're fine. This was before San Diego.
That's
We're-
when he said,
it's-
we don't need to panic.
Yeah.
Everyone else is panicking
Thank you.
for us.
Yes, and then we're
Yes.
fine.
Yes.
And then, sure enough,
Yeah.
San Diego came and they were fine.
Yeah, we're good. Especially because, and you agree with this point, Hunter getting a 5th.
Well, that was
Jet-
my point.
Jet getting
Yes,
second,
My point
Jet's free.
on the shows was like, Jet's an alien. Hunter
Yeah.
getting 5th really shows that they made a difference,
like
right?
Hunter definitely.
But it wasn't like
bike's
after
good.
San Diego, you were like, hey, media, screw you. This was midweek where you're like, we're fine
Yeah.
to us.
Yes.
He didn't
True.
wait till after the San
That's
Diego
what I mean.
result to say it. Yes,
Yeah.
he was confident
Yeah, he's
before the
like, "We're
race.
fine."
Yes.
Yeah.
I just wanted to verify what he used the word media, which it meant. It was luckily you. It
Well,
wasn't
and then,
me.
So and then Deeg
We're
said
good.
something about a podcast tonight. It was also
Well,
me.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
He was fired up about something that Beaumer said on a podcast that he does not listen to, but he heard about it.
Okay. Oh.
Yes.
Interesting.
And
Well,
unfortunately, we know it was
well, it
your
was-
show because we actually put a graphic on the screen and it had Steve Matthes Pulpamex on the TV
No
show.
way.
It's
Did you?
horrible.
No, you
yes.
didn't. Really?
I was like, this. Come on, Bondo, don't do this.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
right.
that's
Yeah,
awesome.
real
That's
reporting.
towards
Yep.
my legitimacy.
That's right.
And Beaumer was on Title 24, and I said to RC, not on the show, but I said, you had Beaumer on your show for a half hour. You didn't get this out of him.
Yeah.
You didn't get the good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what we do.
But now,
Yeah.
it goes even further because in the press box, us monkeys heard about this graphic being used on the TV show.
Yes.
And Mr. Side said that it was a reply to his question.
oh.
That Juju said that. So now we
So
have.
Mr. Side's not getting credit.
I gave you props too, by the way.
Wow.
I
He
got
said
props?
blame, but tonight credit.
Nice.
Yes. So good job. Apparently, it's all on these shoulders right here.
Hey, yeah,
it's
well,
all on these
I can't
shoulders.
wait any longer. I'm bailing now.
Oh, see you.
Too many interviews. Too many. He does too many interviews, Brandon. He does too many interviews.
I thought it was gonna be quicker. I really
You
did.
should know better. Meanwhile, this is so boring to have a video this long, so I'm going to stop. We'll be back. All right, this show is done. No one is left in the pits. The little secret of the pits is that if you're at a race where people can drive home to a home, that is the least likely that you get interviewed with riders. There's also drug testing tonight, so that also held a bunch of the riders up. But almost everyone has a house or an Airbnb or a place to crash in California. It's not just a typical, like, all I'm doing is going back to a hotel and going to the airport tomorrow. So they usually try to get home quickly. So not a lot of interviews. I can't even remember at the beginning of this show, did I talk about the 250 class or not? It's perfect. It's perfect. Hayden Deegan, you know, he has figured out a way to do things unlike anyone else. I don't mean on the track. He's figured out a way to bring that metal militia personality into the sport and to find these little things, to go on the podium and say that Juju ran his mouth and that fires him up. I mean, in the press conference, I saw them sit next to each other. They were fine. I think they even congratulated each other after the race, but he knows how to make it exciting. And I've said it over and over. The Deegans have figured out how to do something that everyone else says they want to do, but very few have actually done, and that is grow the sport. There is no doubt that saying things like that gets attention. It's exciting. That's what everybody has always said. We don't want robots. We want personality. Whether you like that personality or not, it is personality. And I mean, we kind of knew that eventually we'd have a Deegan. Now Beaumer is going to be the guy he's going to go after. And once again, he comes out on top of one of those battles. No one has successfully fought back, which makes it less and less likely the next time because Deegan wins it every time. So that's exciting stuff in that class. Unpredictable start to the season, but aren't they always unpredictable? It's actually only round 3. We'll be racing all the way through September. The fact that it took 20 days for Jet Lawrence and Hayden Deegan to win actually isn't that crazy, but the way it seemed after the first 2 rounds, it does feel at least a little crazy, even though they're probably the most predictable winners out there. Funny how recency bias and overreaction and all those things play into how we feel about races. Maybe I'll just sum it up like this. Deegan got horrible starts at the first 2 races and not the results he wanted. He got a good start tonight and he won. He said he improved the bike setup, but it might not be much more complicated than the thing I said first.